My name is Hedi, and I've lived here since the beginning. I'm the oldest member here, the oldest resident, 93, and I love it. I'm very happy here. I'm very happy to spend the end bit of my life here. I was part of the group of setting it up, but only the last few years. It took much longer than that, as we know. I was 10 years old when I came to this country, and I came with my parents. I was very lucky. We were very lucky. And it was a very strange experience.
And where did you come from?
I came from Austria, from Vienna. It's an experience I remember very clearly, and it's an experience I talk about to children in schools now. And yes, of course, that's influenced me, and I know exactly how it feels not to have a safe place that you can call home. And I think it is every person's right, every human being's right to have a place they can feel safe in and that they can call home. Certainly it's influenced my views of refugees and, of evil things happening, like, planning to send people to Rwanda. It is unbelievable that this is happening in our day and age and everything we know. We're a mixed lot.
Yes.
But as far as ethnicity is concerned, we're really not a mixed lot. We would like to be more diverse. I should perhaps mention, but you know it, that, we do have 2 permanent refugees living here from Iran. They're both British residents. They are 2 of the social renters, and they live here like everybody else lives here. And that's good. But we didn't set out to find 2 refugees who wanted to live here. That's what happened. Like, we didn't set out to find 2 people with disabilities to live here, but it happened. And I suppose, I think because we have so much here and, we have it so good, the idea of wanting to share it with people who are less well off than us, I don't mean financially, I mean in their way of life, being refugees, being migrants, we want to help. Basically, I think all of us, without exception, want to help. We wanted to host as a community through an agency. We have a guest room with a bedroom and a living area and a small sort of kitchen area and a bathroom. It isn't a flat, it's a guest room, what it says, but it can house a couple of people. And that room is used by all the members when they have guests, and they pay for it, and there's a guest room fund which pays for the stuff that has to be done to the room. And it's widely used by the majority of people here. The majority have small flats. I don't have a spare room, really. And it was a question of what do we offer, what do we give up? And that was a thorny question. We debated it. we had people here from Refugees at Home, which was the agency that I got in touch with and that I've been working with all along, about how we could make the best use of what we had to offer without entirely taking away the provision that we have of being able to put people up, friends, family. And we all finally agreed. It took a little while, but we did finally agree that we would offer the guest room for limited periods, short stays. And that didn't really work out because short stays were not required. It would have been lovely if Refugees at Home could have started placing refugees the moment we agreed. In fact, it took from March to August the 1st before we actually had somebody, and by that time then there was this family around as well. The hold-ups, the official hold-ups, are really awful, but we know about that. And in fact, Refugees at Home have stopped working with the specific organisation that dealt with the refugees from Ukraine. They said they just couldn't work with them. There was a lot of discussion, and we finally did manage to reach consensus that we would offer the guest room for 6 months, from August the 1st this year until January the 31st. But in the meantime, there was the other question of who is the host? Is an individual woman here the host, or are we the host, 26 women? And what happened in the end was that the individually hosted family, because it was a family, went into the guest room, and the individual who needed to come for a month, one of my neighbours, actually my next door neighbour, moved out to live with her daughter and grandson for a month. Now, that isn't quite as big a sacrifice as it sounds, because she often stays there for a month at a time. But this was kind of, officially done. So we had a lovely grandmother from the Congo, from the Republic of the Congo, United Congo, staying next door here for a month. And we had the family who is still in the guest room, staying for their 6 months period. And they're looking for somewhere to live now, locally, because they have a little girl, and they're a delightful family. Everybody loves them. So what is odd about that situation is that who's responsible? Is the community responsible for this family, or is it just the single woman who has hosted them? And is it a good idea for one person to take the responsibility and host? That's... And I think we would certainly come down on the side of, no, it's not the best idea. Try to host as a community, if possible. Even if one person has to put their name to it, do it as a community. I think the most important thing for co-housing movements, co-housing projects, if we're thinking of doing this, is everybody has to agree. It can't really work if you have somebody who's saying, oh, no, do that, So you have to get to that point of consensus. And that did take a while.
And so in a way, that's one of the challenges within communities, right? Getting to that point.
Getting to that point, yeah, where everybody is saying, yes, that is what we want to do.
And a very interesting kind of conclusion that you've come to in terms of the centrality of consensus.
Absolutely.
Oh, whatever the conclusion, right?
Yeah.
But having that in place.
I know. For instance, had we had a voting system on it, how many people think we should let the guest room go, and how many people think we shouldn't? It would have been terrible. To have somebody living there when maybe half the people, or even a third of the people, or even 5 women thought they shouldn't be. I mean, that would be awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that kind of imposition.
Well, we couldn't even contemplate doing that. Well, I think one of the things that we are certainly offering is continuity, that when they move out, we will certainly keep in touch with them. We will become part of their life and remain part of their lives. The little girl is trying very hard to learn English, and one of our women works with her almost every day, I think, reading and reporting back to the school. And now, I'm sure that they feel part of this community, in not altogether, but in many ways, and feel safe. I mean, they certainly feel safe. They feel safe from infection, from all kinds of things that are going on for refugees. They're leading a normal life as far as they can. They've left family in Ukraine. So I think what we offer them is a degree of normality. They would have it hard to find anywhere else. I don't mean just this, but except in this sort of setup. Because our relationship with them is very personalised. It's, they're not just the refugee family. They're 3 people that we know.